Yeah, Jeanette, you're absolutely right. Every single seat matters, and that's why you're seeing such a strong push in this election today. Governor Youngkin, I appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you so much for being here. You know, we're just talking about how important every seat is, and we heard the cries here amongst your supporters. You hold the House, flip the Senate. How critical is that at this point? And then what do you do with it if you're successful in being able to do so?
Well, I think this first is the most important election in America because we have a chance to demonstrate that common sense conservative policies work. And we've seen 230,000 more Virginians working today than just 22 months ago. We've gone from near the bottom of job growth in the nation to near the top of job growth in the nation. It works, and these races are critical to decide who holds the House and if we can flip the Senate. And most importantly, the race in Loudoun County with Juan Pablo Segura, I think the majority goes through Juan Pablo. The race with Bill Wolf for Senate here in Prince William County is critical. And the race for Tara Durant in the Senate down in Fredericksburg and Stafford and Spotsylvania, hugely important. And then, of course, underneath those, there are critically important delegate seats. In fact, right here in Prince William County, we have John Stirrup and Ian Lovejoy, who are both in the ballot. I need them both in Richmond. And down in Fredericksburg, of course, we have Lee Peters. We need Lee there, and we need Gary Higgins out in Western Loudoun. So these are hugely important races. They're going to be decided by very few votes, and that's why I've been so consistent in encouraging people, get out and vote. Get out and vote. And I'd ask you to send me a team to Richmond that can work with me, not against me. I think we've delivered on everything that we told voters we would do. Job creation, excellence in education, standing up for parents, back in the blue, transforming behavioral health so Virginians can get the help they need when they need it, investing in intensive tutoring so our kids can catch up from the schools being shut far too long than they ever should have been. This is what we're going to deliver, so send me a team in Richmond that can work with me, and we can get it done.
That is the message that you just put out on video, as well as what you've been telling the crowd here today. You're also telling people, get your friends and get out there. The turnout is so key in this race. Yeah. So let's say you are successful in doing that and being able to control the legislature in Virginia. You say in your message you want to do this vote so that we can get the job done. What do you want to do next? If you do get that support and you have that power in Virginia, what's the next step?
Well, it's exactly what we've said we would do. We will continue to reduce the cost of living by providing continued tax relief to Virginians. We are going to continue to drive educational excellence. We're going to continue to support the recovery of our kids from extensive learning loss to make sure that they can not just catch up, but they can forge ahead. I'm going to continue to make sure law enforcement gets the support they need to keep our communities safe. We know that when we provide raises and funding for equipment and training support, we have more law enforcement. I've had law enforcement from New York Police Department move down to Virginia to be part of what's happening here. And we know that when we have more police on the street, we have safer communities. This is the big message. We understand how to deliver. We've delivered tax rebates. We've delivered jobs. We've delivered quality in education. We've delivered safer communities. And the other side, candidly, has only delivered fear. And they haven't talked about anything they're going to do on a look-forward basis. They're just trying to scare people. And I believe we're the party of hope, and hope beats fear every day of the week.
And you bring that up, and I think that a lot of people see the ads that we've been seeing, right? And the overriding issues that you see there are either abortion or crime. Just about everybody I've talked to here today said it's the economy that still matters to them. Is that getting lost in the mix?
Well, I don't think it's getting lost with voters, because the number one issue, as I've been through 100 campaign stops, has been the economy and the just awful effect that the Biden economy is having on people's lives. Inflation stealing their hard-earned money, living paycheck to paycheck. And that's what people are most worried about. That's why I'm so excited about our job growth in Virginia, how we've moved to the top of the list. But also, let's just not ignore the fact that abortion is important to a number of voters. I've been very clear on where we stand. We'll support a bill that will protect life when a baby feels pain at 15 weeks, with full exceptions in the case of rape and incest and when a mother's life is at risk. This is a reasonable position. The other side continues every year to try to extend abortion all the way up through and including birth, with taxpayer money paying for it. And we all remember the former governor's comments that they'll keep a child comfortable before they decide whether that child lives or dies. Virginians wholeheartedly reject that. And I think if abortion is really important to you, it's your choice between no limits or reasonable limits, and we can come together as Virginians and do something that I think can demonstrate to the nation that we can find a place where we can agree. that we can protect life at 15 weeks when a baby feels pain.
I want to ask you a local issue and then a national issue. The local issue, even here, and I know education has been very key for you in your campaign and then now moving forward supporting other campaigns. Education's been very key to you, but even here in Prince William County, you had the school district go against your plan. What happens now? What do you do? Do you hold districts responsible? Do you punish them? Do you withhold funding? What happens moving forward?
Well, I just want to be clear, first of all, that our model policies are all about empowering parents in their children's lives. And children belong to parents, not to the state, not to the school board, not to anybody else. And therefore, you know, if a child is talking about these most important issues in their life, a parent should be at the head of the table, not someplace else. And that's why I've been so consistent that these model policies need to be adopted. Finally, it's the law. The General Assembly passed a law, the former governor signed it, that the governor issues model policies and school districts have to adopt policies consistent or the same as those model policies. So there's no choice here for them to make. They have to adopt these model policies. We've even seen a school division in Virginia Beach that was hesitant. The parents stood up and sued them, and they turned around and they adopted the model policies. So this is a moment for folks to just be real clear-eyed, that we're looking out for the rights of parents. We know that counseling and family counseling is so much more productive than parents being pushed out of children's lives. We're going to protect women's sports. We're going to make sure that kids have a right to actually live their lives and have their dignity and their privacy and their security protected. It's hugely important. But this is something that school boards need to get on and get done with.
And that includes right here where we are in Prince William County. All right. If you are successful in being able to control the legislature in Virginia, even Larry Sabato at UVA said, give 10 minutes for the headlines to all say this is who Glenn Youngkin is and what he was able to do. And then there's going to be a big push for the next step. Are you entertaining that? Is it too much to back down from if that happens?
Just to be clear, I have been and I will continue to be focused on Virginia. It is so humbling when people put my name in that circle. I mean, 40 years ago, I was doing just what I was doing this morning, washing dishes and taking out trash and cooking breakfast. And to hear my name tossed around is truly humbling. The reality, of course, is that I'm encouraged by the fact that so many people outside Virginia are watching what we're doing and supportive of what we're doing. Again, we're the party of hope. We have really laid out a vision for the future in the Commonwealth with unlimited opportunity for Virginians, outstanding education, safe communities, a behavioral health system that delivers help when people need it, not next week, not next month, not next year, but the day they need it. And this is why it's so exciting for me to continue to serve Virginians.
And if you serve Virginians and you don't run for president, do you support anyone for president?
Oh, I've told everyone that Virginians will decide who they pick in the primary. Voters will decide. And I'll support the nominee, whoever that is.
We appreciate your time this morning. Thanks so much, Governor.
Great. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks for having me.
us this morning.
Virginians, go vote. Go vote. Go vote.